Everyone, back tuning into today's video. We're going to have a bit of a September look ahead today, see what's going on for the coming month, and we'll have a quick look at the start of October as well with one of these longer range models. This isn't the official September forecast. I'll be doing that next week, probably on Monday actually. It's just a bit of a musing really about where some of the longer range models are going. Now, before I get on with the video, I'm going to say that's green keyword ads on my pages. If you roll your cursor over the green keywords, they'll display ads. If you click through the word, you'll go to the advertised website. You'll be supporting GazWebVids.com by doing that. So we'll start off with the JMA model. This is 500 millibar height anomalies from the JMA model. This is broken down into weekly period, and this first weekly period is taking us up to around the 5th of September. And we're upside down on this chart, so it's a bit hard to work out where we are, but that actually is where the British Isles is on this chart. And for this weekly period, the 500 millibar heights are showing that we've got a bit of a north-south split going on actually. We've got low pressure sitting up to the north and associated with those blue colours. That's below average height, so it extrapolates to low pressure. We've got the high pressure with the yellow colours sitting out to the west and down to the south of the country. The jet stream is running through here across northern and central parts of the British Isles. So this implies that we've got a bit of a north-south split. It's probably always more unsettled up to the north and west, less settled down to the south and the southwest. But as we run through the weekly period, I think we probably do turn it more unsettled even down in the south of the country. Now for the second weekly period, which is taking us up to something like the 11th of September, then we start to see the blue colours sitting right over the top of the country. So we've got an anomalous trough of low pressure there sitting around the British Isles. That implies that the week up to the 11th of September is going to be really quite unsettled indeed, with low pressure firmly in control. We would be expecting showers or longer spells of rain and probably quite cool temperatures as well. That could be unsettled even down into the south of the country. That's a big trough of anomalous lower than average heights, low pressure. And as we kind of go through to the 3rd and 4th weeks, which basically is taking us up to the end of the month, then we find the anomalies becoming more normal. We're lifting the colours from blue to sort of those beigey colours, and that implies that the pressure distribution is coming up. Now the high pressure, the above average height, is actually sitting out to the west of the country through that fortnightly period, but probably, if anything, it would be tending to ridge in, I think, through the course of the period. But it does imply that as we get through to the middle and second half of the month, we probably see the weather turning a little bit more settled. Not necessarily completely settled, but certainly a little bit more settled. Now have a look at the South Korean model next. This is sea level pressure anomalies broken down into, I think, 10-day periods. It's covering middle, late and early monthly periods, so that presumably the middle of September is presumably something like the 10th to 20th of September, something like that. And for the middle of the month, the Korean model is seeing that we get above average heights here sitting around the British Isles, extending in from the Atlantic. So we've got an area of high pressure there sitting around the country and out to the west as well. That would be a pretty settled middle monthly period of September. Now we don't have the early September period, but I would suspect that it's quite unsettled if we did. So this is sort of in line with what we're seeing with the JMA model actually, which is that will probably have an early spell of unsettled weather on in September, then it turns more settled again through the middle of the month. Now as we go through to the next period, which takes us to late September, well then it gets more interesting because we move the heights out into the Atlantic and start to move them out to the north and the west, and we've got low pressure there indicated by those blue colours sitting to the north and to the northeast of the country. The jet stream is running through something like that, so it does turn more unsettled through that late period of September, which I think is taking us from around the 20th to the 30th of September. A lot cooler, a lot more unsettled, with the heights pushing out into the mid-Atlantic later on in the month. And then we can actually go through to the early part of October with this particular update from the Korean model, and then it's very unsettled. Look at that, we've got blue colours right over the top of the country. So yeah, it's turning properly unsettled there through all parts of the British Isles for early October. October. Low pressure is well in control. The high pressure's gone up towards Greenland and out to the south of Greenland. So that's a blocking area of high pressure out in the Atlantic and going up towards Greenland. If that's right, we bring down northerly winds, a lot of northerly and northwesterly influences. So it's very cool and very unsettled, I think, for the start of October, if the Korean model is right. So it is seeing that drier anticyclonic influence through the middle of September, but late September things really go downhill. Autumn really sets in late September and carries us through to early October on the latest update of the Korean model. Finally, having a look at the charts from weatherweb.net. These are for the CFS model. These are precipitation anomalies for the weekly period. So this is for the week taking us up to the 5th of September. They're useful for indicating where the areas of high pressure and low pressure are. So up to the 5th of September, we've got high pressure sitting to the south and to the southwest of the country. The low pressure is really to the north of Scotland, around Scotland, the jet stream coming through, something like that. All parts are unsettled, but it's always more unsettled up to the north and the northwest. The second weekly period, which takes us through to around the 12th of September, week ending the 12th of September, sees that the high pressure actually slips southwards then through that weekly period. We're sending the high pressure further south in towards the Azores, really where it should be. And it is turning more unsettled through the country. Not a washout, but all places have got some precipitation. Always wetter, though, up to the north, and always drier down to the south and the southeast. But not, I have to emphasise, not dry, just drier across parts of England and Wales. Notice it's very wet for France as well, so that implies that even down to France it's turning more unsettled through that weekly period up to the 12th of September, up to the 19th of September. Again, it's that sort of idea, but it's not a washout, but it is unsettled. The high pressure, again, is sitting more or less to the south of the country. The low pressure is up to the north and the northwest. All parts will be seeing rain at times, but always more unsettled up to the north and the northwest. And then finally going through to week ending the 26th of September, so take us more or less out to the end of the month. It is the same sort of idea, really, with the high pressure generally down to the south and the southwest, under that clear area there where there's no precipitation going on. Most of the rain is going to be to the north and to the northwest. So again, it's sort of an unsettled but not desperately wet phase going through to the end of September. So that's how some of the seasonal models are seeing things developing through September. Rather a changeable month, I think, is the general idea from these models. Not a washout, not totally unsettled throughout. We'll get periods of high pressure coming along, I think, but overall quite changeable, changing from high pressure to low pressure, maybe getting very unsettled and cool later on in the month if we believe the South Korean model. I'll say this isn't the September forecast. Come back for that on Monday. Tomorrow it's the week ahead forecast. Quite an interesting outlook that's going to be, I think. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.